Hello guys, it is Tuesday. Welcome back to our picture book deep dive. I'm so happy to be back. It seems like Tuesday comes around too fast. I have to keep up with buying as many books as I can to keep up so that I can have a story every Tuesday. Like I share with you, the stories I'm going to be reading has a lot to do with social emotional learning because we teach our kids about social emotional learning at school. But like I said, as adults, we need that as well. So I know I do. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know about you. But I love that emotional support because I need that at home and my family as well. So guys, remember, I love you more than anything else. So I'm going to give you guys a second to go grab them from whatever they're doing, your children, your grandchildren, and have them to come join me for about 15 minutes. Yeah, maybe 15 minutes. I'll try to speed it up. It won't be too long so you can get back to your normal evening. But go ahead and grab your children so they can sit down with the storybook with me. Okay? Now, this particular story I have today, I've read this in the classroom. I've heard some other principals read it. I've heard some amazing people read this story. And it's really heartfelt. So I decided to share it with you today. All right, so this particular story is called Listening with My Heart. Love this story. Listening with My Heart by Gabby Garcia. So go ahead, have a seat, and we're going to deep dive into this picture book. All right, let's get started. So, Listening with My Heart. Esperanza's tummy fluttered as she practiced her lines on the porch. Today was the class play. Waiting for Mama to walk, she paced back and forth when she spotted a heart-shaped rock. Esperanza picked it up and showed it to Mama as soon as she stepped outside. "I see you found a little treasure," said Mama. Esperanza rubbed its rough surface and felt a twinkle of joy. "Maybe it's a sign." "For what?" asked Mom. She thought about the class play later that afternoon, wondering what it would finally be like in the spotlight. To put my heart into... At that moment, they heard scratching and a soft cry. Esperanza peeked under the stairs and spotted a kitten shaking and shivering. No mama in sight. She scooped the kitten out of her. "She's all alone. I think she's hungry." Esperanza reached for her lunch bag and pinched off a piece of chicken and offered it to the little kitten, who gobbled it up. "Mama, I think the rock is a reminder to spread kindness and love. That's what we do when we listen with our hearts." "I think you're onto something," said Mama. "Can we keep Cleopatra, please?" asked Esperanza, who'd already named the kitten. I said Cleopatra, but it's actually Cleocatra, but it just sounds better to say Cleopatra. "Queens are always welcome in our house," said Mama. "If she's still here after school, we'll take her in." So she wants to keep a kitten. At school, Esperanza was more focused on the play than on math or reading. Clutching her script during recess, she noticed Bo sitting alone on the bench. He was new in school this week and didn't speak much English. She wondered if he felt lonely or scared. Esperanza found a soccer ball and she kicked it over to him. So she's trying to engage Bo with the soccer ball. She didn't know what to say to him, so she just kind of kicked the ball over to him to start a conversation. A smile spread across Bo's face. He stood, popped the ball into the air, then bounced it between his knees and his head a few times. "Dude's got moves," thought Esperanza. They spent recess giggling and making up hand signals. So now they became friends just by playing soccer together. So she actually helped Bo have a new friend in school. Afterwards, Esperanza borrowed Miss Owen's English Vietnamese dictionary. She wrote friends in Vietnamese, drew a picture of Bo and her, then put it on his desk. Esperanza rubbed the rock in her pocket. Listening with her heart made her feel peaceful inside. Finally, it was time for the performance. It was too late for Bo to be in the play, but he stood at Mr. Owen's side as a stage hand. Excitement bubbled as Esperanza awaited her cue. So now he's actually there to support Esperanza as she tried for the performance. Esperanza walked on stage, tripped as she was about to say her first line, and splattered across the stage. When she got up, she forgot her lines, so Mr. Owens whispered them to her from backstage. Heat rushed through Esperanza's body as all eyes were glued to her. She wished she could disappear. I ruined the play, thought Esperanza, rushing off stage as soon as she'd finished her part. I messed up in front of everyone. She tucked herself in between some props so no one would see her. So she's all disappointed because she just ruined the play, so she thought. Esperanza noticed her body shaking and her face still burning. She took a deep breath and dug the rock out of her pocket. It was cracked and lopsided, just how she felt. Esperanza touched her hand to her heart and she felt the disappointment. So now she's feeling disappointed in herself. Her rock is cracked. She doesn't feel so great about herself. Her heart, all she feels inside is disappointment and shame and embarrassment. Bo found Esperanza a few minutes later and handed her a drawing with the word friend written above it. Esperanza nodded. She hadn't been treating herself like a friend. So he reminded her that she's actually a great friend. And she hasn't been treating her own self like a friend. So that was a reminder for her. Esperanza realized this wasn't the first time she had been unkind to herself. At the soccer game last weekend, she missed the ball that swooshed by her head and then lost the game. Nice work, a player from the other team yelled as the others laughed. Esperanza thought she let her team down and was the worst soccer player in the world. Thinking those thoughts had made her feel worse than ever. So you ever just felt like you've done something so badly that you just keep making mistakes over and over and over again, and you just ruin those moments, not for yourself but for others? I've felt those moments before. At the curtain call, Esperanza reminded herself she hadn't ruined the play. She had an accident, and accidents happen all the time to everyone. Listening with her heart wasn't just about giving kindness and love to others. It was about giving it to herself too. I can be a friend to myself, thought Esperanza. She realized she just made a mistake. It wasn't the end of the world. She didn't ruin the day. She didn't ruin the play. She just made a mistake, and accidents do happen. So she didn't have to be so hard on herself. When Esperanza got home, she focused on her favorite things. She zipped down the hill on her bike, then spent the afternoon painting at the kitchen table. She also got the hug she needed from Mama and some cuddles from Cleopatra, also known as Cleopatra. So her mom comforted her and gave her love, and her cat gave her that comfort that she needed in those moments. Okay, so that's the end. Here's some cues and some tips we can follow by. I love this book because it's loaded with some information for us, not only for our children, but for ourselves. For instance, it says, listening with your heart. So we know that some days stink. Not everything will go the way that we want. You'll get upset. When this happens, you have to pause, take a deep breath, and practice listening with your heart. You'll name the feeling that you're feeling. Okay? So whatever you're feeling, it is okay. You have to name that feeling. Sometimes we get all emotional and all over the place, but we don't even know why we even are experiencing that feeling that we're feeling. We have to name it, acknowledge it, so we can correct it, but we can't correct something that we don't call out, that we don't name. So the first thing it says to name that feeling that you're having. What are you feeling? Is it anxiety? Is it you're feeling ashamed? Is it you're feeling embarrassed? You're feeling useless? I mean, what is that feeling that you're feeling? Then you have to listen to your body. Notice the sensations that you have. And I know when I get anxiety and nervous sometimes, I start shaking on the inside and everything in me is just uncomfortable. And I know that when I'm feeling uncomfortable, it's probably anxiety. I'm feeling nervous or afraid about something. So I have to name that feeling that I'm having so I can correct it and I don't let it linger on and it just snowball into other areas of my life. And then pay attention to your self-talk. What are you saying to yourself? Are your words supportive? Or are you just tearing yourself down? I'm stupid. I'm useless. I ruined the day. Nobody's going to like me anymore because I just messed it up for everybody. I mean, what are you actually saying to yourself? Or are you telling yourself that, hey, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. We all make mistakes. People can make mistakes. So what are you saying to yourself that's either helping you, supporting you, or tearing you down from the inside out? So you have to be aware of those thoughts that you're having or those conversations you're having to yourself. And are you being a friend to yourself? Now, I've never really thought about that before. I know I like to be a friend to other people, but how am I treating myself? Am I being a friend to myself, or am I being my worst enemy? Because we can be our worst enemies. So pay attention to your feelings. Pay attention to how your body feels when you have those feelings. And pay attention to the self-talk that you're having. Okay? It also tells us how to be a friend to yourself, because I had no idea what that meant. But it says you can wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug. Give yourself a hug sometimes. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Hug yourself. Close your eyes. Tell yourself you love you. Nobody else has to tell you that. You don't have to go ask this person, that person to love me, or put on things to make other people love you. Love yourself. And that's what we have to do to be a great friend to ourselves. We have to show love to ourselves, and other people will show love also. And when I feel sadness, treat myself like a friend. Like I say, show love and kindness. And yeah, it's just loaded. It gives you even a sentence you can say. When I feel whatever, may I treat myself like the friend I need. May I show love and kindness to myself. So when I feel angry, may I treat myself like the friend I need. May I show love and kindness to myself. When I feel afraid, may I treat myself like the friend that I need. May I show love and kindness to myself. So this book is so fantastic because it teaches us how to listen to our hearts. Guys, if you don't have this book, I bought this from Amazon for about $12, I think. Get this for your children. Just give them those books that's going to build them up, build their social, emotional skills up so that they're not all over the place, or they not know how to handle those emotions when they're having them, and you'll be surprised. Even though I'm sitting here alone, my daughter is recording, so she's nodding and she's taking in everything that she's feeling from this book also, because we have those conversations at home about what are we feeling, why are we feeling that, and how can I change what I'm feeling. So if you like this story, give me a thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Hopefully you love it, guys. I will see you back next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, and we're going to dive into another social emotional story. Until next time, guys, enjoy your evenings. I'll see you later, right?